You know, growing up, I've always been that young man who's so analytic, who likes to analyze situations, who likes to analyze people, how they behave. And living among South African people, I'm a South African citizen. So I grow up in schools where there's South African people. I grow up in communities where there's South African grandmothers, South African parents, South African aunts and sisters. I've always analyzed and I came to a conclusion that majority of our people, they are too angry, they are too frustrated. Some they are angry because they're unemployed, some they haven't healed from the traumas of apartheid. Some are suffering current traumas because there's no employment, some are not going to school, some are just poor. But I'm just glad I was not the only one thinking that. Apparently MacG and Unathi share the same sentiment. They believe South Africans still have a lot of healing to do. If you don't believe me, take a listen.
This whole Miss SA thing, the scandal, what do you think about
I'm
that?
so trying not to touch that vibe.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think. You know, a part of me is like, would they allow a South African to enter Miss Nigeria? And then another part of me is, but we've raised this beautiful soul as South African in our country. So depending on what different people are saying, I'm like, okay, I get that. Okay, I get that. Okay, I get that. Okay, I get that. So I genuinely don't know, you know. Yes, her parents aren't from here, but like she was born here and she was raised here. I guess for me, the interesting thing is that Miss SA is privately owned. You know, it's not a government parastatal. It doesn't belong to any public entity. So do we really have a say? Do they care? Don't they care? It's, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, but even if it's privately owned, I mean, South Africa, if you're going to represent SA on even an international platform, it matters then to the average South African because you're representing us. Essentially.
And I hear all the arguments because a lot of people are talking about cultural representation. Are we being represented, you know, go Limpopo? Are we being represented, go Northern Province? In terms of the cultural exchange, because it does become a kind of cultural exchange, you know, when they have to show us who they are. So I get why people are up in arms, but I also get why, you know, people are saying she's ours because she is and we raised her.
I think it uncovered a lot of layers and it showed that as a country we've got a lot of healing to do, man.
We're broken. We really are. And, you know, I always say to my friends, the reason why I love traveling the continent is getting to experience Africans who've also gone through the same atrocities that we have, different kinds. We've got child slaves, we've got child soldiers, you know, girls disappearing, genocides. We're not the only country that has been through atrocities, and I think sometimes we need to behave better, be more welcoming. I mean, as soon as I leave the borders, people are so friendly. Extremely. People invite you into your homes, you know, and it's something I've started learning as a South African whenever I have visitors.
Yeah.
Stop, you know, saying, let me take you out to a restaurant. They want to come to our homes. We cook for them.
Dude, you go to Nigeria and the Nigerians, they're like, dude, why do you guys do this to us? We love you so much. Yeah. We listen to your music, your culture.
They do.
You know, it's like, why do you keep doing it? It's crazy, right?
It is. We're very broken. And there's a lot of healing and forgiveness. I think there's a lot of unforgiving characteristics about us sometimes as South Africans because we're so triggered, because we're so hurt. And I think we just need to forgive and allow people to, if they've hurt us, you know, show that they're sorry, have some remorse. And also us, we're not perfect. We're far from perfect. So we need to kind of, you know, get with the program.